All right, time to begin map number 2.
All right, over here in the bottom right of Catalina. Make some noise for Startail Life. And his opponent over on the left-hand side of the map, the Terran player from Team Acer, it's MMA.
MMA in the past has been well known for his Terran versus Zerg, his multiple medevac drops, his highlighted aggression, and he really needs to rely on that here today. But we haven't seen a lot of Terran versus Zerg from MMA in recent times here. It's been a lot of Terran versus Terran, it's been a lot of Terran versus Protoss.
Well, that is kind of something we've seen quite a bit of this year. You know, Terrans have really made a big resurgence, MMA being at the forefront of that at this point. But, you know, this has been a tough map for Zergs. We've seen quite a few of them veto it in various terms. Of course, here at the BlizzCon World Championship Finals, you can't veto anything. You got to play every map, and you got to play it like it's your last. So what, Apollo, does Life do here to try to take this game? Where is his best chance?
I think aggression again here. I think that MMA, Artosis, is very, very emotionally invested into winning BlizzCon. He wants it more than anything else. He's mentioned how he's potentially thinking of retiring coming next year. It's all or nothing for him. If he was to lose this next map to some type of all-in, I think it would really rock his confidence against Life.
I have to agree with you there. You know, if you lose that game where you went for a very strong Hellbat push in game number 1, gave yourself a good chance to kill him off early and start the series off right, and then on the map that you chose, the map that you feel most comfortable on, and you don't even get to play Zergs on that much because it is a bit Terran favored, you can't lose that map. You can't come back against Life in a situation like that.
So we're going to have to keep our eyes on if we see that aggression come out from Life. We see pretty much the regular build coming out from Life here. Hatchery first, and then we saw the spawning pool, then slightly after was the gas, the extractor, to bring in the Vespian gas, whereas on the other side of things, MMA chosen command center first here on a map that more so favors the same build we saw previously in the Reaper opening. Because of how easy it is to scout, to go in, to find out and figure out what your opponent's doing. Why do you think that is?
Well, Apollo, I have to say, I think that these two, like, these are very seasoned tournament veterans, okay? These guys travel all around the world. They both won countless titles. They both just play at the absolute maximum level of this game. And I think that this finals here at BlizzCon is a battle of wills. This is a bunch of mind games. They want to trick and out-trick each other and get that mental advantage, knowing how much pressure there is in front of the biggest audience we've seen in StarCraft 2 to date.
Wow, Artosis, you know how to play a crowd.
Thank you, Apollo.
All right, build's starting to take shape now. We have the second gas being taken from second gas on the natural here. Actually, I was a little bit confused there. Second gas by MMA, hiding it away from Life here. Whereas Life has just got his Zergling speed on the way, third hatchery coming in, and it's going to be quite important to try to figure out what MMA's up to here. With the second gas, he once again opens up his options. He can afford to get the starport down here. He can afford to build up the Hellion count and switch into Hellbats again.
That's right.
He could go into Banshee play. There's multiple different choices he can make.
Yeah, there's quite a few possibilities here. What would you prefer on a map like Catalina? Do you want to see the heavy Banshee, Hellion harassment, or would you prefer that he goes for another push like we saw in the last game?
I think Hellion Banshee can be quite good, but by the looks of it, I mean, he's already chosen my answer for me. It's going to be potentially very similar here to what we saw previously. Both are kind of good. I do like aggression coming out from MMA. The second to third base is quite far away from each other. It's not as easy as a creep spread. There's chances to either use the Banshees in the main base because of the airspace. There are chances here from MMA to get damage done for sure.
Well, we do have a medevac on the way. A couple Widow Mines being produced right now. Something we definitely have seen on this map in the past, can be used very effectively to pressure and sometimes even in medevac drops.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see here. But Life is trying to figure out what's going on. He's got a Overlord moving in, but he switches back. He sees the tech lab and stim being researched. And then he's going to see the factory moving over. The Widow Mines just down that route.
Ooh, he needs to hide those Widow Mines. You don't want to show those Widow Mines. Okay.
I think he may have just missed it, but he saw the starport. and is going to start to wonder what's going on. He's added on a Bailey Nest very early and started Zergling production. Life smells what MMA is up to.
Well, MMA bringing over this medevac right now with a couple of Widow Mines. No detection right now for Life, so that could turn into being a big deal.
Yeah, he cannot let these land. Absolutely cannot let these land.
A lot of Zerglings being produced right now. He doesn't have any extra creep spread in his main base. The Hellions going to try to maybe draw attention, but the medevac not being able to get anything off so far.
This is a lot of Zerglings that Life is building here. It's almost more than you need to defend, Artosis.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Apollo. We may be seeing a Baneling bust coming out of Life here.
I think that's what we are going to see here. The type of attack that MMA went for didn't do anything. He's invested resources into it.
MMA knows. He's going for a siege tank, Apollo. That is exactly the unit you want to be able to stop a Baneling bust. Putting that on your high ground, it can splash and kill so many Banelings that the Zerg just won't be able to break you.
All right, well, let's find out, is this going to work or not? So many Zerglings have been made. He's 68 already. The tank, though, on a map like this, on a map that has a small choke area just underneath the second base, the second expansion for MMA, it's going to be very difficult to make work here. The medevac trying to still plant the Widow Mines, but here comes the flood.
At least it's nice that he doesn't have the Widow Mines at home. Those help out a lot as well. Ooh, the siege tank going on the low ground. The siege tank moving out. This could be bad.
This is huge for Life. Life knows, and now he's going to try and get a full surround. This is so big for Life.
This is huge. Life surrounding the army. The Banelings coming in, going up the ramp. Another siege tank is out, but he busts through that wall, and there are no units to protect this siege tank.
He's keeping the Baileys next to the siege tank, and MMA has walked into this attack. He had no idea what was happening, and oh, he's in so much trouble right now. His complete base is exposed. Widow Mines come to help, but the flood is here. The natural has been exposed. The main base is being absolutely destroyed.
There are so many Zerglings in here. He is killing off so much. All the SCVs being involved.